ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Studying the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Geetā, which is called Vibhuti Yoga, we have covered up to the 28th verse. In fact, we read the 29th verse also, where there is a mention of Naga. Sarpa and Naga many times are taken synonymously, and in the last class I had said that Naga is those sarpas which have a hood. So the snakes with hoods are Nagas. Of them, Sri Krishna says he is Ananta. Ananta could be Adishesha also. Anantaschasmi Naganam Varuno Yadasamaham Pitrunam Aryama Chasmi Yamasanyamatamaham. That is the 29th verse. Yadasam means Jalacharana. There are so many aquatic creatures, and especially the little deities that head groups of aquatic creatures, fish or whale or all those varieties. As you know, the life in the ocean is unthinkably diverse, vast, colorful, or having so much of features. National Geographic and other agencies have made so many videos, so many movies, so much of film shooting of the life under the sea. In our Puranas, all these aquatic creatures were personified, and one more area where we do not know whether all this was literal or it was symbolic. Of all the devatas among the aquatic creatures, Jalacharanam Devatanam Varunaha. He is the top king, the king of all kings when it comes to life forms under the seas. Varunaha Yadasamaham. We have heard in the Puranic stories Varuna Lokas, Nagakanyas, and so many other combinations. And sometimes heroes of our epics, Pandavas, or in Ramayana, Hanuman, and so on, go deep down into the sea. They meet personalities over there. Such stories are so many a time with some moral lesson, with something to teach us. Yadasamaham Varunaha Pitrunam Aryama Chasmi. When human beings on the earth die, they go and occupy Pitruloka for some time. Some may stay for more time, some may stay for less time, and in their positions over there. They are called Pitras. So Shraddha, Tithi, etc. are done to please the Pitras who were at one time our own grandfather or great grandfather and so on. And there also there is a government. There also there is a structure of certain officials ensuring that in this Pitraloka things are going on in an orderly fashion. Therefore, among those Pitras, after crossing many levels, the highest level is Pitra Raja. Pitra Raja is Aryama. Aryama, the basic crude word being Aryaman. Aryaman becomes Aryama, Aryamano, Aryamanaha. Just as Atman becomes Atma, Atmano, Atmanaha, singular, dual, and plural. Aryaman is also correct, but that's the crude form before you attach vibhakti pratyaya to them. Aryama. I am Aryama among the departed souls occupying the Pitraloka for certain durations. Sanyamatam yamaschaham. Of those who control, I am Yama. In this world and of necessity, there are figures who control certain number of people under them. In even an educational institution, teachers control students. Teachers are controlled by heads of departments. Heads of departments are controlled by principal, not to mention many other positions which also are part of the educational institution structures. In every field of human activity, we find there are offices, there are positions, there are chairs to occupy where one is given the power to control. So in this entire universe, everywhere there are levels, someone controls and a larger number is controlled. But what an insightful comment of those who control, I am Yama. For all other forms of control are to let the person stay on, but for some time, some rights, some privileges are withdrawn from him or her. But when Yama comes and takes away the Jivatma, that particular man or woman is simply removed from the earth. Any other control, suspension, or blocking some rays, some increments, or transferring somebody from here to there, restricting somebody's movement, all of that is okay. Once in a while we hear stories of somebody who was a terrorist and who caused the death of 100 people. And in India, many times the legal case is long drawn, 3 or 4 years or even more. A lot of hearings are held in courts. Maybe he is under arrest at that time, or sometimes he is let out on bail also. Finally, some 10 years in prison is the sentence. And there are many instances. After 10 years in jail, the man comes out and within a year he commits another terrorist attack, this time killing double the number. Again he is caught, again he is put in jail for 10 years, and after that again he comes back and plans, hatches all kinds of plans to destroy the peace, to destroy public property, to kill and all that. Therefore, once in a while we hear some hue and cry. Why are we allowing these terrorists to get out again from the jail? They have killed hundreds. Their plans were so bad. They are totally incorrigible antisocial elements. Our law should be made more strict, etc. But somehow the reforms in law are again not an easy affair. So it is really sad that wrongdoers are given chance again and again. But in some countries, I suppose in Saudi Arabia and so on, somebody has committed some crime, his hands are cut, and sometimes he is straight away shot dead. Sometimes in public view, his life is terminated. Very, very strict, stringent punishments. However, all said and done, it's nice that Sri Krishna says the big control, the biggest control is just take him away from this lifespan. This particular lifespan is gone. But interestingly, in our itihasas like Ramayana and Mahabharata, and in Puranas, we have instances when somebody who had done a lot of harm, caused great injury to people, yes, is killed, sometimes by an avatar of Vishnu. Rama or Krishna kills them. But then later, they are born again. And they are born just around these, you know, the heroes and heroines of the story. They again try to harm the people whom they had tortured before. So even Yama's job seems to have its limitations. But relatively, of people who control, Yama is the Vibhuti. See me in Yama, whose control is exceptionally great or more effective. Shankaracharya says, Anantascha asmi naganam, naga visheshanam, naga rajaha asmi. He calls Ananta Nagaraja. Maybe it is just Nagaraja, but elsewhere Ananta is one name of Adishesha. For that matter, Ananta is name of Mahavishnu himself. Therefore, certain things are not so clear here. So we can take Shankaracharya's commentary, Nagaraja, the king of the world of Naga. So, in this Gita class, in this online Gita class, we have come up to the 29th verse, and Shankaracharya says here, Pitranam Aryama Chasmi. Again, it is Pitra Raja. Pitras are departed ancestors who occupy particular lokas. Yamas Sanyamatamaham. In between what I call Jalachara, those moving in water, those living in the seas, in rivers or in ponds and so on, Shankaracharya adds another dimension. Rather than saying, I am Varuna among the Jalacharas, he says, I am Varuna among Abdevatanam. Ab means Jala. The word is up. And that word is very strange from a grammar point of view. The word up can never be used in singular or dual. It is always plural. Apaha. Apaha is plural of up. And there are no singular and dual forms for that. Apaha, apaha, adbihi, adbyaha, adbyaha. apam, and apsu. That is how the only third column. When you write the vibhaktis, first column is singular, second column is dual, third column is plural. Plural alone applies to words like apaha, I guess even daraha. A man, let us say, has a single wife, but if he uses the word my wife, and to use say that in Sanskrit uses the word daraha, it has to be plural and masculine. Mama daraha. The wife may be only one in number, but it's the characteristic of the word that it has to be in plural. Another word for wife is kalatra, and the grammatical insistence is it has to be in neuter. It's not feminine, not masculine. So the man may say, Mama kalatram adya Mysuru nagaram gata. My wife today has gone to Mysore. So these are all some fun in grammar. Some basis for that may be there. Therefore, Shankara's Bhāshya says Aryama and Yama we saw, Ab Devatanam we saw. Up plus Devata becomes Ab Devata. Abja is Jalaja, a lotus. So in Sandhi Up becomes Ab. Now we move on to the 30th verse and we have some more vibhutis. In this shloka also, each quarter has a vibhuti. Prahladaschasmi daityanam kalaha kalayatamaham mriganancha mrigendroham vainateyascha pakshinam. Among the sons of Diti, who are called Daityas, we have an impression that all Daityas are cruel, wicked, plunderers and looters and robbers or lawbreakers. It's not so. Prahlada, born in the Daitya family, his father was Hiranyakashipu, was from childhood onwards an exceptionally great devotee of Mahavishnu. We know Prahlada later when Hiranyakashipu is killed by Mahavishnu taking the avatar of Narasimha. Prahlada succeeds him. Prahlada sits on the throne of the kingdom and rules the kingdom for long years with great responsibility, justice, effectiveness, efficiency, and so on. Kalaha kalayatamaham. There are so many professions, so many people who count so many different things. Doesn't have to be money only. Counting, counting. Once I visited, I guess it was in Bhadravati or somewhere in Karnataka. There was a paper mills. They produce paper from wood, from various kinds of trees. Paper is made. And there they showed there were some workers who were so well trained and God must have given them their skill. They just move their fingers on 100 sheets and count exactly this is 100, they keep it aside. Then another 100, they keep it aside. How do they count? By just moving the fingers and looking at the sheets. Some of us are so poor in counting. Give somebody a pad of 100 bills of 500 rupees each. Poor fellow counts, but at the end has a doubt. Oh, did I make a mistake? Counts again. And first time He had counted and thought it was 100. Second time he counts, it is 101. Then he says, "Arre, let me count again." Third time he gets 99. So on. I believe there was one fellow, very foolish fellow, who was asked to verify whether a particular set of a bunch of notes counted up to 100. The person who gave him that work said, "I have counted, it is 100, but please verify. I want your second opinion, should not be more or less." So this fellow went on counting very loudly. And he counted 50, 51, 52, then 73, and then 86, 92. At 92, he stopped and gave the whole pad back to the person who had given him that. This person said, "But you didn't count up to 100. Why did you stop at 92? And his answer was so foolish. His answer was, "I have counted up to 92. Up to 92, it has been all right. So it should be all right up to 100. What a sense, what a lack of common sense. Interestingly, in counting a pad of 100 bills, until you go to the last one, counting is not over. There may be one more, or it might be one short of 100 in the example. So counting is of many kinds. Guru Nanak, they say, was counting what they call sair. Sair is a measure of rice, wheat, etc. There is a cylindrical measuring pot, and in that, he was working for some time at a shop as a salesman. So somebody wanted 15 sairs of maybe wheat, and Guru Nanak Dev went on counting. एक, दो, तीन, चार, आठ, नौ, दस, 11, 13, 11, 12. After 11, 12, 11, 12, 13. And some more he had to count. But as he loudly said 13, his religious mind went to a different state. In Hindi, 13 means 13. 13 without the ha means all is yours. God, everything is yours. Nothing is mine. That meaning comes out of the word Tera. And Nanak Dev, as he said Tera, the customer was waiting to collect the wheat. Nanak Dev went into Samadhi and fell down on the ground. So counting and millions of forms of counting exist. But I am time. Alaha kalayatamaha. This has its own significance for more than counting 1, 2, 3. When our time is counted and it is figured out by the powers that be, our time is up. We just go. In this world, we find people die at any age, no rule. People die at the age of 3 or 5, 25 or 38, 56 or 78, 100, and some people go beyond. There was this famous Swamiji near Bangalore. He lived 113 years. He did so much social service. Siddhalinga, some Swami, Shiva, Shaiva Swami, very great man. Many people feel he must have been given Bharata Ratna, not for living long, but during his life, his austerity, his spiritual attainments, and humongous social service. Thanks to him, perhaps millions of poor children got free education, food. He And he established and ran institutions which had very good name also. They are running now also. So this Swamiji lived up to 113. And once in a while we hear in the whole world there is somebody somewhere 156 and so on. So we don't know how to verify those. But then when one's time comes, only Yama knows. God knows. Therefore, one's lifespan is measured. Number of years that one has to live is counted, and when the counting is completed, this Jivatma was to be in this body for 53 years. 53 years are over. Yama comes and takes him away. The name Kala is time. It also means death. Kalayatam Kalaham. Kalayatam, Shankaracharya also writes, Kalanam Gananam. Ganayati means counting. Gananam Kurvatam Aham Kalahasmi. Mriganancha Mrigendroham. Shankaracharya himself says, Simhova Vyagrova. Simhaha Vyagrova. For the king of all animals in the jungle generally is the lion. The lion is generally regarded as the king, but apparently at places it could be the tiger also. Mrigendraha Simhaha Vyagro Va Aham. No need to explain the power, the strength, the fearlessness, and many other heroic qualities of a lion or of a tiger are most well known. Vainateyascha Pakshinam. Vainateya, in North India they pronounce Vainateya. South, Vainateya. Since it is Sanskrit, not Hindi or Urdu, both the North Indians and South Indians have their own right to define how it is to be pronounced. If it's a Hindi word, then those who know Hindi. But Sanskrit belongs to all. So certain influences. South Indians pronounce Kaise as Kaise. So there they are wrong. The word Kaise it cannot be pronounced as Kaise. But Vainateya or Vainateya, there are a number of words with this I. Kainkarya or Kainkarya, Kainkarya. Being a kinkara, being a servant and offering seva is Kainkarya. Shaiva or Shaiva. So this I is a little debated pronunciation. Just as Krishna, Krishna or Krishna or Krishna. While writing in English also, some people argue with each other and waste their energy. Is it Krishna? Is it Krushna? Internationally, of course, they have developed a standard. Neither Kri nor Kru. They write Kr with a dot below. R with a dot below is the vowel R, which comes after A, E, U, R. So R, Krishna. But it is Krishna. Is it E? Is there a little bit of E there? Only Krishna knows. Or Krishna knows, or Krishna knows. Vainateyascha Pakshinam. Who is Vainateya? That is Garuda, the mighty bird who becomes the vehicle for Mahavishnu. There was this pious lady Vinata who was deceived by the other wife or husband Kadru. Kadru deceives Vinata and makes Vinata her own dasi, servant, and the agreement was if, I guess, nectar is brought, uh, then that slavery would come to an end and so on. Vinata delivers one child, but there was some accident or some kind of undue haste. That child is not born in full form, somewhere halfway with legs not fully developed. Aruna, though otherwise divine child, mighty, Aruna goes and becomes the charioteer for Surya. So we say Arunodaya. Arunodaya precedes Suryodaya. First the driver is seen, and then the God sitting upon the chariot. Then in second time, Vinata delivers. She is extremely patient. She doesn't make a mistake. Earlier it was because of some mistake on her part. She opened the egg before it was all set to open, and the handicapped Aruna was born. This time she waits for her egg to mature up, and then it hatches. Garuda comes out. And Garuda is so powerful. He, if I remember the story right, gets the nectar or some such thing, and his mother is relieved from her slavery, which was all deceit actually. Once Kadru and Vinata go walking, wives of the same husband, they go like good friends, go walking, and at a distance they see the divine horse, Uchchaishravas perhaps, which is all white. And they see from a distance the divine horse from Indraloka had come down on the earth for a change, I guess. And when they return, they talk to each other. And then Vinata says, the best part is it was so spotlessly clean and totally white from one end to the other. Kadru coming under some kind of you know, bad operation of the mind. Why she did that, she herself must have wondered later. But she says, no, no, the tail of that horse was black. Vinata says, no way. I saw with my own eyes very clearly. She says, Kadru says, no, no, I bet. Let us go tomorrow, same time. If we are lucky, the white, almost 90% white horse will come again. And then there is this agreement. If you lose, you should be my slave. If I lose, I will be your slave. And some terms and conditions. Having said it, Kadru has sleepless night. How to make the white tail of the horse look black tomorrow when we go. And there's the story. Kadru had 100 or 1,000 large number of snakes as her children. And she somehow persuades one of her children, the black snake, to go to that spot and so dexterously, so cleverly get on to the tail of that white horse. So from a distance, one would imagine the tail of the horse is black. And the whole thing is enacted perfectly without any flaw. And next evening when these go, Vinata cannot believe her eyes. How did I see a whole thing white yesterday? Yeah, it is truly black. The tail of this horse is black. Oh, he is very shocked and sad. But she becomes a slave. So Garuda, that's a big interesting story, and I'm sure there are many other stories about Garuda. Puranic characters have very fascinating stories about them, and if not anything else, so much of moral principles. What happens when you do punya? What happens when you do papa? And lot of spiritual discussions in the Puranas, in the Itihasas. There are high-level spiritual discussions also once in a while. It is not all stories only. Especially in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is so much of Vedanta too. So much of Vedanta, so much of Vedantic discourses. Though commonly people believe Bhagavatam is all stories, Vishnu's avatars, and then many other characters, their stories. No, in the medium of the stories, appearing as dialogues, great spiritual truths are conveyed. Vainateyascha pakshinam. Shankara hardly adds anything new. Prahladaha namacha asmi daityanam diti vamshyanam. The Vansha, the lineage of Diti. Diti and Aditi are two wives of a great king, Kashyapa, or not Kashyapa, Prajapati maybe. So you have Diti and Aditi. Aditi's children are Adityas, they are Devatas, Devas, and Diti's children are Daityas, loosely translated at times as demons. As I already made a remark, some of them could be extremely pious. In Vamana Avatara, we have Bali Chakravarti. He was also supposed to, or he said he troubled a lot of people. Otherwise, he was a great devotee of Mahavishnu. So you have Ravana. Ravana perhaps was not a Daitya. They say he was a Brahmana, whatever. Or maybe in the Daitya community he was a Brahmin. Doesn't matter. But Ravana, who is a villain in Ramayana, had many good qualities and he was a staunch Shiva Bhakta. Here, Daityanam Prahladaha Asmi Kala Kalayatamaham. Oh, Prahladasma. Yeah. That is explained by Shankara. We already said Gananam Kurvatam. Garutman Vinata Sutaha. Pakshinam Patatrinam. In Sanskrit, Patati can mean fall, Patati can mean fly. So, Patatrinam, those who fly have Garuda as their greatest member. Pavana Pavatamasmi Ramashastra Zashanam Makaraschasmi Srotasamasmi Jannavi. Pavata means those who purify, those who clean up. We clean clothes with water, with some detergents. We clean various surfaces these days with so many kinds of chemicals. Nature has its own ways of cleaning the atmosphere. Rains also clean the places. But here it is said, I am wind. Pavatam, those who purify things. Pavatam, Pavaitrunam, says Shankara Bhāshya. All of us use the word Pavana, means pure. So things purify us. Mind also is purified by Namajapa. Mind is purified by chanting stotras, by reciting mantras. So there are countless forms of purifying countless things, the different domains. Therefore, Sri Krishna says, Pavanaha Pavatamas. Invisible is air. You can't see air. But when there is good cross ventilation, you know what a big difference it makes to living spaces. If you have gone on vacation or on some work to some other place and you come back after a month, after 6 months, all doors were kept closed. Oh, you get in, you say, so stuffy. Open everything, open the curtains, turn the fans on. And in a little while, as fresh air blows from left to right to left, east to west, or south to north, air purifies the place. Rama Shastra Vratamaham, of those who hold weapons, I am Sri Rama. We are covering it at the right time. 4 days from now is Rama Navami on Sunday, April 6. Rama Shastra Vratamaham, Rama, son of Dasharatha and Kausalya, Rama, the seventh avatar of Mahavishnu among the Dasha avatars. Rama, about whom so much is said, so much is written, who is called Maryada Purushottama, who sets the Maryadas, standards, who sets the limits or who sets the boundaries of morally upright conduct. I am Rama among those who hold weapons. Zashanam Makaras Chasmi. Zasha is Matsya Adina. Zasha is again all kinds of aquatic creatures. Makara sometimes is taken as crocodile, but again among Makaras there might be many kinds. Zoologists would know all this. So many kinds. As you know, tortoise, turtle, and many kinds therein. The olive ridley turtles of Orissa are much talked about. Oops. So millions, I guess, are produced on the beaches, on certain selected beaches, specific beaches of Orissa. The numbers are so huge. Every year during a certain season, hundreds of thousands of olive ridley turtles come over from the ocean, from the Bay of Bengal, and they choose these two or three beaches. And there are similar such places in the world. Orissa in India is one of them. These olive ridley mothers come and then they dig a hole. Video clips go around at this time. Just a few days back, such videos were doing the rounds. They dig some holes, what school they attended, where they learned that art of making holes, and how they knew that that is how I must lay the eggs. You don't know. In his very popular book, Inner Engineering, Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev says, to which engineering college did the bees go, or diploma colleges? Diploma in civil engineering. When, if one goes to civil engineering, they learn how to build. Because the bees build those beehives, and all the cells in the beehive are excellent uh, hexagons, 6 sides. What a wonderful engineering marvel. So bees build those beehives. They have not gone to any polytechnics or institutes of technology. They have not learned. They have not learned using various instruments. They don't have any instruments with them, but they do. They make this beehive. Like this, olive ridley turtles, they each of them digs a hole and releases. Oh my God, hundreds or more than that. So many eggs are left there, and very strange. I saw such a video first time 10 days back. The mother turtles, having done that, simply go back to the ocean. And somebody said to me, in a study, it was revealed that they go to the ocean and stay in some kind of meditation. Oh my God, what a training they received. And meanwhile, these all together on the whole beach, 100,000 or 600,000, some numbers are given. Almost a million, you can say. So many baby turtles are born, and at their birth itself, they know what they should do. All of them crawl into the sea and go inside the sea and proceed on a journey in the sea. Amazing. Zashanam makaras chasmi. So Matsyadinam makaraha. Shankaracharya says jati vishesha. Some particular species, makara. Maybe crocodile, maybe alligator, maybe some other. In Florida and such places, they gator, I think. The alligator again is a shortened gator. Once I was sitting on a little boat on some little river in Florida with two or three others, and I don't know how it happened. We did not even wear the, what do you call them, life jackets. We were thinking nothing would happen. We are going very slowly. It's very steady water. But halfway distance, our boat turned upside down and we fell into the river. Luckily, I know some swimming, though I'm not a very good swimmer. I managed to swim some 15 feet or so and get on to a little island-like place. Others knew swimming better. They were the first to rush to the land. And then we came back with slight injuries. I lost my glasses. The glasses fell into the water. But it is believed, later on we were wondering, how did it happen? What happened? Then it is believed there are boats there in that particular river near Orlando. There are some boats. Gators here, that is alligators. Be careful. Alligators may come anytime. They may even hit your boat, do something. And in a rare occasion, maybe they bite people also. In spite of it, we took the liberty. And it is believed, I personally believe that maybe a baby gator came and it did not know a boat is coming slowly, morning 10 o'clock or so. And it just was swimming and hit our boat. And once the boat, once it hit it and the boat was turning upside down, the baby gator must have got, I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, gator or something, that must have got frightened and it swam away. So when we were looking around, we didn't see anything. Who made our boat turn upside down? Even now it's a mystery, but the suspicion is a makara. Zashana makaraschasmi. Srotasa masmi jandavi. Ganga coming from the heavens gets caught in Shiva's matted locks, and the great Rishi, who forever came to be known for his tireless effort, Bhagirath. Anybody puts in huge effort in some matter, that person is called, oh, he is a Bhagirath. Bhagirath Prayatna. So Bhagirath prays to Shiva, please release Ganga. And Ganga is released. And Ganga then again on the way Again she is caught. She destroys the ashram of a certain rishi called Jannu. He was in meditation, and Ganga flows with such fury, such force. She flows upon Jannu's ashram. All the buildings, huts, cottages, prayer halls, classrooms, residences, auditoriums, amphitheaters, all of them are destroyed by the ferocious flow of Ganga. Jannu is sitting in meditation. Nothing can happen to him because of his tapas shakti. He opens his eyes and sees that Ganga has done this. He just, I guess, takes his kamandalu and drinks all Ganga. He drinks whole Ganga inside him. And Bhagirath comes running behind. He wants Ganga to go to certain spot in the Patala to give liberation to his ancestors. So Bhagirath says, forgive, please forgive me. I brought Ganga. Please don't penalize her. And his prayers were so earnest. Then Jannu releases whole Ganga through the ear. That is the story. He drinks it up and then releases the river through his ear. And since she came out of Jannu, she is known as Jannavi. According to Paramacharya Kanchi Shankara Kanchi Chandrasekhara Saraswati, in Sanskrit, while writing, you write Jannavi, her first and her next. But according to him, as he brings it out in the book, the Vedas, published by Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, though her is written first and her next, in pronouncing you have to say her first and her next. Many scholars are puzzled when I mention to them that Paramacharya has said this. He was a mighty scholar who knew some 14 languages and he knew so many subjects. Many miraculous powers are attributed to him. He led Paul Brunton to Ramana Maharshi, which became another piece of history in the Ramana's glories. So Paramacharya writes, there are two conjunct consonants where how you pronounce differs from how you write. One is this ha and na, like Jannu, or Vanhi, fire. In English also you may write Vahni, but you got to pronounce it as though it is Vanhi. And Brahma, our dear Brahma, in Vedanta, it is Brahma Vidya. There also Kanchi Paramacharya, who was the Paramaguru of the present one. Presently in Kanchi we have Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati. His guru was Jayendra Saraswati. And Jayendra Saraswati's guru was Chandrasekhara Saraswati in Kanchi near Chennai. He writes, Brahma while writing has her coming first and ma next, but while pronouncing the right ucharana is you got to pronounce ma first and her next. Till I read that book somewhere in 1990, I myself did not know. I used to go literally by the way it is written, Brahma, but afterwards I changed it. Brahma, ha comes afterwards. So Janhavi, Janhavi, though while writing Jahnavi. So Ganga is named in many ways, Bhagirathi also. Now here Jannavi. Srotasam of rivers, I am Jannavi. So here we go. Pavanaha Vayuhu, wind, Pavatam, Pavaitranam, Shastrabhratam, Shastranam, Dharaitranam, those who hold weapons, Dasharatihi, Ramahaham, Zashana, Matsyadina, Makaro Nama, Jati Visheshaham, Srotasam, Sravantinam. Srotas literally means that which flows. Srava. Sravantinam asmi Jannavi Ganga. In this way, these shlokas, though do not have much philosophy, they do have some philosophy, but not much of the philosophical side of Adhyatma Vidya. They awaken us, they remind us, they bring to us once more those fascinating Puranic stories, Aitihasika Katha. Bhagavata and others are called Puranas, Ramayana and Mahabharata are called Itihasa, which literally means history. And some people object to calling Ramayana and Mahabharata mythology because myth often stands for something that did not really happen. Whereas it is believed, traditionally we believe Ramayana and Mahabharata actually happened. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.